Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akim who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. The Spirit has me in Ezekiel 23. So right off the top it says, "The word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. In their youth there were their breasts pressed, and there were they bruised the teats of their virginity." And teats goes into nipples, all right? So, obviously this is twofold, because you got a spiritual whoredom, which is dealing with idols, you women going off into idolatry, or you men too, if you go off on idolatry and you're into pagan gods, the different idols that were set up by men, well then you're literally committing a spiritual fornication, a spiritual whoredom, But these women are examples of both, all right? This is verse 4. "And the names of them were Aholah the elder, and Aholibah her sister. And they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem Aholabah. Really, it's going into, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but northern and southern kingdom, Samaria and Jerusalem, I believe. So I could be wrong on that, But I had to read it again. It says, "And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors." So basically, this woman, not only was she going into the idolatry and being a whore, she was dealing with Assyrian men, and this is, like I said, it's dealing with twofold. First, you got northern and southern kingdom, committing whoredoms in Egypt, like we read in verse 3. And then, again, these women being actually whores, actual whores, jumping from rod to rod, like it says right here, that she doted her lovers, and the word dote means to be extremely fond of them. The Syrians, her neighbors, those are not Israelites. These women, our women cannot produce Israelites when they go off and be with heathen men, If you're an Israelite woman and you go get knocked up by a heathen man, well, now that child of yours is a heathen, all right, and has not the ability to gain salvation, Only Israelites are getting salvation, meaning saved during the nuclear war. Verse 6, "Which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses." See, so these whores were basically getting at the military, they were getting out with the Assyrian military, That's just like now. You have women in Babylon, America, who they'll be like, "Oh, I love a man in uniform." And when they say that, they're usually talking about Esau, Edom's military, you see. There's the same thing right here. "Nothing new under the sun." Let's read it again. "Which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, and with all them that were chosen men of Assyria, and with all whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself." So not only was she sleeping around being a whore, but she also had her idols, all right? And this is, like I say, metaphorically speaking, this is talking about northern and southern kingdom, all right? Israel. Verse 8, "Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, For in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity and poured their whoredom upon her. See, so that's what happens. Our people, they're literally just getting poured whoredom and being defiled by this wicked ass place, which is spiritual Egypt. Babylon, America. The same thing, man. Verse 9. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she doted. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has delivered us to, this was the Assyrian captivity, and then the Egyptian captivity. Right now we're in the American captivity, So the Lord has delivered us into these captivities, and He's delivered the wicked into the, into the hands of the Assyrians, who today would be the Edomites, the so-called white man. All right. So the reason, another proof, another verse, just saying that we are, we're delivered to these heathen nations for our destruction, man. That's why these heathen have ruled over us in all of our captivities. We've been being ruled by the heathen. Second Ezra 6:57. And now, O Yahweh, behold these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing, because Yahweh says they're nothing to Him. They're spittle, like spit. You spit on the ground. That's what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai compares the other nations to. Spit, meaning useless. All right, gross, filthy, nasty. Read it again. 2 Ezra 6:57. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. See, so they've devoured us. They're defiled us. These fucking heathen nations have messed up the minds of our people, man. And when you're in this truth, you get vexed because you see the ass backwardness in the minds of the Israelites, who are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You guys are on a wrong fucking wavelength, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is pushing the vibration through the Spirit, using His men, His prophets, to teach the real truth. And you have Israelites, well, I won't call them Israelites, I'll say Jakes. You have Jakes who haven't become Israel, right? They haven't. You got to change. If they're calling you a black, Latino, Native American, you got to change from that moniker Jake and become Israel. But when you're defiling yourself with the heathen, you're going to stay as a Jake, So that's what we talk about in our videos. When we say Jake, we're referring to the ones you're calling blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? And deeper, though, Jacob had to become Israel, Let's get that verse real quick. Let's get it. This is 35:10. Genesis. And Yahweh said, Yahweh thy power said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And when you go into the Hebrew, that word Israel is Yasharallah, which means sons of the power, princes of the power. All right, that's what Israel means in Hebrew. But when we're following the heathen, we're becoming defiled and devoured. All right? And eventually you're going to be devoured by nuclear missiles. You see? And it's getting close to that time, man, where you don't have a lot of time like you think to get right. A lot of these people think they have all the time in the world to get right, and they're sadly mistaken. Let's go back to Ezekiel 23, and I'm at verse 11. And it reads, and when her sister Aholibah saw this, or actually, you know what? Let me read 10. Sorry, Salakia. It says, these discovered her nakedness. They took her daughters and slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. And again, it's twofold, because it's talking about Zion or Israel, northern and southern kingdom. You know, our sons and our daughters. That's how you know it's Israel, because it's telling you that there's sons and daughters who were slain by the sword. That shows you that it's twofold. It's not just talking about these two hoes. It's talking about also the men, also the, you know, the people who are going to be prophesied for destruction, who are part of that nation of Israel, who they can't leave being Jake. They want to stay Jake and then not become Israel, you know. Israelites are that's the nation that gets salvation. Israel. Not blacks, not Mexican, not Latino, not Chicano, not fucking Colombian, you know. No, Israelites. If you're still calling yourself a byword, then chances are, well, not even chances are, you're committing spiritual fornication. You're not embracing that you are, you know, part of the strongest, greatest, best nation of all time, you know, the nation of Israel. Who are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans? But the remnant are the only ones who are going to be benefiting from salvation, you see. It says, and she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. And what is it? The Israelites. We've been the judgment has been executed on us. You know, that's why we're beaten down by these heathen in every captivity, you know. And let's read it. And when her sister Aholibah saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she, and in her whoredoms more than her sister in her whoredoms. And she doted upon the Assyrians' neighbors, her neighbors, captains and rulers, clothed most gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, of all of them desirable young men. See, so it goes back in that these women were lusting after the heathen men, and that's what they still do, you know. You so-called blacks, Latino, and Native American women, you want to get with a so-called white guy, you know, an Edomite, or you want to get with a Moabite or an Ishmaelite, you know, a Chinese or Arab guy. Well, you're committing fornication, man. You're not supposed to. The women especially, you know, the men can take on heathen women, but the women, you take on a heathen man, and like I said earlier, you have kids. If you bear him children, well, you have a conflict of interest now, because your kids don't have a chance of salvation because they're a heathen, meaning they're a part of the other nations. All right. Let's see here, verse 13. Then I saw she was defiled, and they took both one away, and that she increased her whoredoms, for when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion. All right, so she was getting hot and bothered when she saw the images of the Chaldeans on the wall, you know, which is a heathen nation. Those are not Israelites. So it's wicked as hell for you so-called blacks, Latino, and Native American women to take on a heathen man. You're committing whoredom. You know, if you're a so-called black, Latino, or Native American woman, you should date your own kind. All right. Let's see here. I want to look up that word vermilion because I looked it up in the past. I don't remember what it was now. There it is, vermilion. A brilliant red pigment made from mercury sulfide. Okay, so it was, let's read it again. Let's select it. Oh yeah, so that was the was just a brilliant red pigment made from mercury sulfide, a brilliant red color. So those Chaldean images were portrayed in vermilion. Girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads. All of them princes to look to, and after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea. So she was feeling thirsty for those heathen men, you know. And we can't wait till our women are in their right mindset, man. Verse 16. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea. See? And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredom, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So these women, they get all fucked up, man, when they go off, you know. For not only when they become physical whores, because they get all them men semen in them, from all them men popping them. You know that there's a spiritual battle going on inside those women, man. Those sperms are literally having a fucking war up in that womb, man. And it causes the woman to be all fucking fucked up in her head, man. To the point where she can't think right. You know? Believe me, I've seen it. Believe me. And you know, anybody in this truth, you see the demons that jump on these women, and it's why? Because of all this fucking whoredom they've been going through. Women are not fit to fuck multiple men. You're just not, right? You're not equal to the man. If you can't receive that, you can't receive this truth, and you're gonna be fucking destroyed. According to the Bible, if you believe the Bible, then this is what it is, man. You don't believe it? We're getting close to the end. You know, times are getting serious. You know, I just talked to one of the brothers today. He said that in New York, they're already mandating the vaccine, all right? I think in September. So when do you think it's coming to Colorado, to Denver, Colorado, where we are? Very soon. You want to be out here being a whore and shit. You women are going to die whores, and Yahweh Hashem Yahshua ain't going to have no fucking mercy on you. Verse 19. Yes, she multiplied her whoredoms in calling to remembrance the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. So now she's saying, okay, and this is really, like I say, talking about Israel, the whole nation. Our people multiplied their whoredoms because not only they were being whores in Egypt, they were being whores in Assyria, they were being whores in Greek, they were being whores in Rome, they were being whores in Europe, they were being whores in Babylon, America. You see? Our people have played the whore in every captivity, man. That's why they are worthy of a fucking judgment. You know? For she doted upon their paramours. Let me see what a paramour is. Okay, so it's adulteress, all right. It's a man who is. It's a woman. Let me read this again. It'd be she multiplied her whoredoms and calling remembrance the days of her youth. Verse 20. For she doted upon their paramours, but she was fond about the illicit lovers that she was holding. That's what a paramour is, an illicit lover. Whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and ass is a donkey, and this is literally saying, you know, the men who are endowed with a fucking dick as big as a donkey's dick. You know, you got that term, that phrase, donkey dick. That's what it's, you know, that's what it is, man. That's what this verse is talking about. Whose flesh is as the flesh of asses. Watch, let's get it in a different version so you can believe what I'm saying. Ezekiel. Oops. 23:20. When you look at it in, let's just bring it out of here. Here it is. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of a horse. So that's what these whores were lusting for, man. Men with big dicks, you know. And then, you know, that's all, you know. It's what it is, man. That's why it's such a bad thing for a woman to be a whore, because, hey, not all men are the same, you know. And these women, that when they go out being whores, you know, you got a wife and she leaves you, or you got you're a woman and she dips out and rolls out and fucks some dude with a donkey dick, you know, that's gonna fuck her up, man. And really, it's all of Yahweh, you know. But hey, we ain't gonna hold back nothing here. We're gonna read the truth, right? We're gonna read the truth. This is it. Thus thou callest to remembrance the lewdness of thy youth, in bruising thy teats by the Egyptians for the paps of thy youth. So that's what they are, just abusing their tits. That's what teats are. You know, motherfuckers just running through your fucking women. You know, then this is not only, like I said, not just women, this is the men, because this is actually a metaphor twofold, speaking about the spiritual whoredom of the Israelites. Alright? Therefore, O Aholabah, thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy mind is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side. Alright? So that's what this is, where we've been getting jacked up by the heathen in every single captivity, man. They've been fucking our people up. Spiritually, physically, mentally, you know, any way you could think. For thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, into the hand of them whom thy mind is alienated. See, so our people would hate the heathen. You know, we were in our right mindset, because you get with the heathen, and they don't follow the laws. So the laws bring order. There's a lack of order. Things are filthy. You had an example at camp last week. We had a woman. She was blabbing her mouth off. Her husband was right there. We said, hey, we're gonna deal with your husband instead of you. But what did that woman do? She just kept blabbing her mouth off. She had speaking over the teachers, you know, and being a fucking Babylonian whore, big ass mouth, big mouth bitch. You know, while she's her husband's right there. We said, well, let's deal with him, but no, even he said, oh no, you guys, she could talk to you guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Because why? Because this place is out of order, man. These fucking men. You're not supposed to be okay with your woman just having conversations with other men, or really your woman shouldn't even be at the workplace, you know. That's all out of order, man. That's what this place is, and these women have been exalted because of this in this society, in this wicked society. You know, let me get that. A woman shall compass a man. And I've been doing this sales job. I got a new job, recently. And I've been seeing this verse left and motherfucking right, man. Let me read it. Jeremiah 31:22, right? (31:22) says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right, and this is really just going into the women ruling over a man, or being ahead of the man, you know. This is a new thing in the earth, and really it's gone full-fledged in Babylon, America, as you may have a female president here in Babylon, America very soon. All it takes is sleepy, creepy Joe to kick the bucket, you know? But we're in the times where, you know, if you're an Israelite, man, if you're a Jake, man, you need to start repenting. You need to start learning this truth, because the elect are, if they're not already sealed, it's getting damn close, man. And we can just look at the signs and see the temperature is boiling, you know. Just look at everything that's going on, man. This world is fucking wicked as hell, bro. You got fucking people. One of the brothers was bringing it out. I don't know why that's going on. You got one of the brothers speaking on the new thing in Babylon, America, are these orgies now. You got a lot of people like that's starting to become popular in Babylon, America. You know, you go on and having orgies and shit, man. That's a wicked ass thing, man. You fucking other men's wives and stuff. You popping their wives, and you know. And this is fucking wicked as a motherfucker, man. But these people are taken over by their lusts. That's why they're gonna fucking be destroyed. And we can't fucking wait. We can't if you ain't down with this truth and you don't want to be a part of the truth, you know, that's okay. But we can't fucking wait till the Most High puts those fucking missiles on you, or puts whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that he uses to fucking judge you. We can't fucking wait. Matter of fact, we pray on the judgment, you know? We pray on that fucking judgment, man. This is Ezekiel 23:30. I will do these things unto thee because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols. Oh man, those fucking idols pollute your ass, man. All of them. If it's not Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, then it's a fucking idol. You need to get rid of it, man. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister, therefore I will give her cup into thine hand. 32. Thus saith Yahweh thy power, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup deep and large, thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision, it containeth much. Thou shalt be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup as astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Samaria. See, so, hey, it's all going to catch up to these people. The Israelites who are you know, not repenting, which are the Jakes, and also, oops, I didn't mean to open that up. I just got to turn that off because it keeps going on. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? You're going to drink from that cup, man. You're going to get paid back for your wickedness. All you women who want to be whores, you know, all you fucking Israelites who want to be spiritual whores, you know, you want to follow the heathen, you know, man, you're going to be fucking destroyed in the World War III, which is going to be fought with nuclear power, all right? So with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akim for pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect, all right? Shalom.